Welcome back to day 2 of the draft picks. I am your returning host, Kenna Marie. If you haven't seen round 1 of the draft picks, I will include the link to the first video in the details below. Before I get started on this video, I would like to mention that not all of round 2 draft picks will be included. Just like last time, not all of round 1 was included. I'm going about these videos as a day-by-day update so that way viewers and competitors can get an idea about the coasters selected and get a visual idea of what they look like. It also makes it easier for me to have multiple videos and edit them throughout the day than one long video that's going to take me about a week to compile, and that'll be way after the competition. Enough rambling! Let's move on to our draft picks. Yesterday, we ended with 31 from Brian Miles in order to get a day-by-day video play. However, picks 32 through 36 all came in during the video editing process and the publishing process, and round 1 ended around 10 p.m. last night, starting with round 2 shortly after. But you're not here to listen to me chatter. It's time to continue with the roller coaster clatter, finishing the round 1 picks and moving on to round 2. We're moving down to number 32, Jeffrey Lynn. Jeffrey Lynn's pick is the Beast from Kings Island. The Beast is a KECO make. The Beast is definitely known for its name because it is 7,361 feet in length. It goes 64.8 miles per hour and it has a 4-minute 10-second duration. Interesting fact is Beast is known as an ACE landmark since 2004. If you do not know what ACE is, ACE stands for American Coaster Enthusiast. ACE is also one of the coaster clubs, so if you're looking into something, ACE is one that I recommend, and got great Ohio coaster clubs. So that's a little bit of facts for you. Moving on, number 33, Evan Schultz. We got Iron Rattler from Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. Iron Rattler is a hybrid coaster. It is also an RMC coaster. It is 179 feet in height, 70 miles per hour, and originally in 2022, last year, they decided to change the name at one point to Iron Seibert. That's the information that I'm getting. Correct me if I am wrong. But if you heard Iron Seibert, that might be Iron Rattler. Going down to 34, Sean Anos. Sean Anos picked Goliath at Six Flags over Georgia. It is a BMM coaster. It is a hyper coaster with a 175-foot drop, 70 miles per hour with a 540-degree helix. We're bumping down to number 35 with Jason Waldman with Mystic Timbers. I already told you I did not care for how I heard Twisted Timbers, and I really do not like Mystic Timbers, but a lot of people like it. It's a nice coaster, but it's a very confusing theme to me. Mystic Timbers is a GCI coaster at Kings Island with 3 different endings. The ending that I got when I rode it was the serpent ending. The length is 3,265 feet, and it goes at 53 miles per hour. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice wooden coaster, but it's just too much as far as theming goes. For our last pick of the round 1 draft, we've got Peggy. Peggy chose Red Forest from Favari Land. This is located in Spain, so it's another Spanish type Intamin coaster. This is an LSM launch. It goes 111.8 miles per hour. And if you look at the photos, it looks very similar to Top Thrill Dragster's setup. We are moving along the way, and you may see some editing take place during this section because, as I said, Draft 2 is still underway. If you see somebody typing in, it says Kenny Myatt or F1 Fan 112, that is Kenny adding in the new picks from Facebook. Right now, Richie Anderson is up, but we may have more picks that I'll have to go through later on within this draft. So here we go. We're starting with Peggy again because we're going in reverse order. So if you don't remember what that means, we started with orders 1 through 36. Reverse order on the even rounds. We're going to go 36 to 1. So Peggy ended the last round. She's starting this next round, and she's choosing Outlaw Run from Silver Dollar City. Outlaw Run is an RMC from Missouri. It is 2,937 feet in length and 68 miles per hour. Next up, we're moving to Japan with Jason Waldman's second choice. I am going to be corrected and made fun of because I don't know how to pronounce that. Hakuge from Nagashimi Spotland. It is an RMC coaster. It is a hybrid coaster that came out in 2019. This ride is 5,019.7 feet in length and runs at 66.5 miles per hour. Next, we're going ahead with Sean Anos. Sean Anos went ahead with Michigan's Adventures' great choice of Shivering Timbers. Shivering Timbers is a CCI coaster, and you guessed it, Michigan. This came out in 1998. The reason I find it interesting is because that's the year I was born. So this coaster is as old as I am. It is 5,383 feet in length and goes at 57 miles per hour. Underneath him at 40, we have Evan Schultz. Evan Schultz got the Leech coaster. How do you pronounce that? From Legendia. That is in Poland. This is a Vekoma coaster that is also a Bermuda Blitz model. The elements of this is a reverse sidewinder and a corkscrew element. And if you don't know what a sidewinder is a roller coaster element that inverts riders once. This is the reverse sidewinder. All right. I'm going to add this in for interest before I get down to Jeffrey Lynn's choice. And the reason I'm saying this, and I'm sorry to call you out, we have a rule that you are not to pick new coasters. But if you do pick a new coaster, I will do some research, I will get up some photos, and I'll bring it in. So thank you, Jeffrey, for fixing your pick, but here's what was originally chosen. If you enjoy Hershey Park in Pennsylvania, you are glad to hear that they're getting a new coaster coming in 2023 called Wildcats Revenge. This is a hybrid coaster from Rocky Mountain Construction. This coaster is going to be 3,510 feet in length, 140 feet in height. It's going to go at 62 miles per hour, include 4 inversions, a vertical angle of 82 degrees, and have a duration of 2 minutes and 36 seconds. The elements will include a chain lift hill, a step up underflip, a 0G stall, and a 0G roll. The arrangements are going to be 3 trains with 6 cars per train. Riders are going to be arranged 2 across in 2 rows for a total of 24 riders per train. So once again, Wildcats Revenge is coming to you in 2023. Getting used to where the camera angle is the opposite of what I need to do. All right. For Jeffrey Lynn's real choice here, we've got Fahrenheit from Hershey Park, Pennsylvania. Fahrenheit is an Intamin coaster, and it is a Norwegian loop, which means it has an element made out of 2 elements. A dive loop, and then an immelment, which is a half loop, half roll. And it's forming an inversion that looks like 2 side-by-side loops. And Fahrenheit also has 12 riders per train. Going down, we got Brian Miles with Banshee from Kings Island. We're getting a lot of Kings Island coasters here. Earlier we had the Beast, now we got Banshee. And I know we had some other ones, but those are the 2 I can remember. Banshee is a B&M coaster, and if you don't know where Kings Island is, that is in my home state of Ohio. It is an inverted B&M with 7 inversions, and you can have 32 riders per train. A couple of the elements include a pretzel knot and a dive loop. Moving down to number 43, we've got Austin Kramer with the DC Rivals Hypercoaster from Australia. This is a Warner Brothers Movie World coaster created by Mack Manufacturers. Interesting fact, each train can only hold up to 22 passengers, even though online it says 24. Why is that? The last car on each train is a single row that faces backwards. This is 131 feet tall, and it is a non-inverting loop with it. Moving on to Shane Denmark with his new Texas Giant from Six Flags Over Texas in Texas. This RMC coaster is a hybrid with a height of 153 feet, a drop of 147 feet, and travels at 65 miles per hour. We're going to keep going to sunny Florida with Paul Tatz's choice of Montu from Busch Gardens in Tampa. Montu is a B&M coaster. It is inverted and it's themed around an Egyptian mythology. Montu had been the head of a hawk and was the god of war. It is also an immelman and a batwing type of coaster elements. If you don't know what a batwing element is, it's a heart-shaped element that inverts riders twice. Moving on to with Cornball Express. And let me tell you, Mark, you're the first one to choose a thrill ride. All the rides until now have all been extreme-based. Mark's the first one to break the barrier and choose a thrill ride. And I cannot find my camera, so make fun of me all you want. I'm getting used to this. Mark's thrill ride of Cornball Express is a wooden coaster at Indiana Beach. It is a CCI build. It is actually a hybrid type of coaster. It is 2,100 feet in length, 55 feet in height, and runs at 45 miles per hour. With another thrill ride in my choice, little goofball. It's okay, somebody else would have picked it if he didn't. Kenny Maya's got Hagrid's Magical Creatures, Motorbikes, and Adventures from Islands of Adventure, Universal in Florida. This is an Intamin coaster and it's a dark ride. It's got straddling seats and it is known as a thrill ride with onboard sounding, and it is Harry Potter themed if you didn't guess. This is an LSM launch coaster that goes 50 miles per hour, and one of the, I would say sister, but it's not the same. Another Harry Potter themed coaster is at Universal Studios in Florida called Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts. It is an enclosed indoor coaster. I have been on that one. I love that one. I heard this motorbike one was really good and I want to go on that. If you've been on it, let me know what you thought of it. Finally, for our last pick so far in the second draft, we've got David Sell with Untamed from the Netherlands in Wallaby, Holland. This is an RMC coaster with an L-shaped out and back. It is a hybrid that is 3,559.7 feet in length, goes 57.2 miles per hour, and has airtime points of 14. I'm coming back at you in the same video because there has been an update while I was editing a video. There has been 6 more draft picks put in, and I thought I would share them with you. So let's keep going. We're going to go down from David Sell down to Richie Anderson. Richie Anderson has chosen Raven from Holiday World. That is in Indiana. Raven is a CCI coaster that debuted in 1995. It is 2,800 feet in length, 85-foot drop, and goes at 48 miles per hour. Underneath Richie, we've got Tom Noble with Smiler from Alton Towers in the UK. We've got a Gertzlinger European coaster here. This is an infinity coaster with a sea serpent elephant, for those of you who don't know. It is 2 inversions similar to a Cobra Roll, but the train enters and exits in the same direction, and there are 14 inversions. Like, look at these photos. Look at that. Look at that. Looked it the wrong way. Look at that. Those are crazy. I was looking at the photos and I was like, what the heck? Who would go on it? I would totally go on it. Just to say I've been on it. Alright, bouncing down now from Tom Noble to Give It Taylor. And we've got Wooden Timber Coaster from Europa Park in Germany. This is a CGI coaster. Hold on. I forgot this was in my notes. Please tell me I have a photo for this. I do. Wooden Timber Coaster has a restroom halfway through the queue line, and if only half of the American coasters could do that, because I swear if I'm waiting 2 hours for a roller coaster, I'm going to have to use the restroom. Europe is ahead of the game. They know. Other than a restroom halfway through the queue line, Wooden Timber Coaster is an Asian Gods theme, it looks like, with 62.1 mile per hour with a 3-minute and 25-second duration. We're now going to bounce down to Storm Runner. That is Amy Schollenberger's choice at Hershey Park in Pennsylvania. Storm Runner is an Intamin coaster with an accelerator coaster. Is dual station, has a hydraulic launch that launches you from 0 to 72 miles per hour in just 2 seconds and holds 20 riders per train. We're going to bounce down to Carson Anderson now with Cheetah Hunt from Busch Gardens, Tampa in Florida. Cheetah Hunt is an Intamin coaster. It's an LSM launch coaster as well. It has 4,429 feet in length, 130 feet drop, and it goes 60 miles per hour. Finally, with the lineup that we have right now, we've got Kyle Huth with his choice of Railblazer from California's Great America. And if I haven't said it before, you've got about 10 years, guys, Try to get there within the next 10 years of California's Great America. Railblazer is an RMC coaster. It's got a Raptor track model to it. It is a 2018 release debut. It is a single rider per car, and there is 8 people per train. And it goes at 52 miles per hour. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the last few picks of the night. Any new draft picks and additions will be included in the next video. So let's move forward. We are going down to Gregory with the 55th pick of Beyond the Cloud. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the amusement park because I tried it like 300 times and I still can't get it correctly. But it's an amusement land forest world in China. Beyond the Cloud is a MAC coaster that opened in September of 2022. It is an LSM launch with a top hat element. And if you don't know what a top hat element is, it is an accent at 90-degree angles with a 90-degree lateral twist, then levels out, descends the same way, and the train exits the same way it entered. And it goes 80.5 miles per hour. Moving on down to Evan Dunlap. He's got X2 from Six Flags Magic Mountain. X2 in Magic Mountain is in California. It is an aero coaster. It is a wing coaster and a fourth dimension coaster. What that means is the carts on the track can rotate and flip. This is 3,610 feet in length and it goes 76 miles per hour. I was watching a video for this coaster. It's a very interesting design, very interesting coaster. I think it's one of the few that I will not go on because it couldn't possibly make me sick. But it is very interesting to try at least once. Underneath, we've got Robbie Pose with a Janeka. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And Fuji-Q Highland, Japan. This roller coaster is an S&S model and it is similar to the X2 wing, but it's not a sister to the X2 wing. This is also a wing coaster with a fourth dimension. The title of it actually means Ain't It Great? It is 3,782.8 feet long, so it's a little bit longer. It's 78.3 miles per hour, which means it's just a few miles per hour, 2.3 to be exact, than X2. We've got our last pick for the night, and this is a good one that we thought we would see in the first draft pick. Earlier I talked about Ride to Happiness, which is the model that this coaster is a prototype to. We've got Landon Mefford's Time Traveler from Silver Dollar City, Missouri. This MAC coaster is an extreme spinning coaster prototype, has spinning cars, an LSM launch from 0 to 47 miles per hour in 3 seconds, as well as an LSM boost from 30 to 45 miles per hour in 3.5 seconds, and goes at speeds of 50.3 miles per hour. Take that in. All right, everyone, I think that wraps it up for tonight. We've got a lot of great picks in the second round, and there's still more to come. Second round is not over yet. Just because the video is doesn't mean the second round is going to end anytime soon. We will catch up again tomorrow and see the finishing picks for round 2 and possibly the start of round 3. Which of these coasters do you think is the best? Leave your comments down below, and we will see you all in the next draft.